The final block of fixtures now for you and the team. How is everyone feeling ahead of the next few weeks?
Yeah, of course, it's been a long international break, and the players came back during the week or in the weekend, feeling great. I think we all know that we are in a great position. We also are fully aware that there's a couple of games that we need to perform in, getting the results we want, and yeah, we are excited for Saturday, of course.
You mentioned the international break there. Miedemar and Kasparai both pulled out of international duty. What sort of condition are they in ahead of Saturday's game?
Kirsten is back in full training. Unfortunately, Viv is not available due to some family matters. But otherwise, everybody else is available.
And how are the players who didn't go out on international duty, the likes of Clinton, Lazell, Wienreuter?
They've been training very well. I think I'm not saying impressed, but at the same time also impressed. We have a group of a couple of players that is not going away and being here and training. The energy has been great. The quality, focus, that's very important for our team. So the ones that is not going away is still doing good training sessions, so that when the other ones are coming back, we are all on the same level and prepared for the coming week. So everybody looks very sharp.
Great to hear. Brighton gave us a real tough test in the reverse fixture back in September. Are you expecting a similar difficult test this weekend?
Absolutely. They showed just before the international break what they can do with the game against Arsenal, and that is, of course, we know it's a very tricky team to play. I think they are a very difficult team to play. They have a lot of rotations, changing tactics during the game, changing scenarios. It's a tough game. So we are fully aware of that. So we need to be in our best level to be able to win that game. But of course, we also know that we are a very good team. We have great quality and the confidence is the most important thing for a team, which we have at the moment, and hopefully can use that on Saturday.
The international break came at a bit of a funny moment for us because it followed that amazing win at Old Trafford. Are you able to still use momentum from how well we played in that game ahead of Saturday?
Yeah, I think you can. I think a team is never better than the last performance, and the last performance, of course, it was Birmingham, but before that it was the United game. And of course that is something for the team, that we know that when we do what we have decided to do, when everybody is on their best level, we have great quality, and we can definitely have fantastic performances. But at the same time, it's a new opponent. We play in a new stadium away. Brighton also won their last game before the international break, so they are also coming with confidence. So we are aware of that, but we can definitely use that. And like I said, confidence in the team is on a good level, I think.
Finally, is it an advantage that we play first this weekend and then you're able to kind of watch and see what happens for Chelsea and Arsenal?
As long as we win, yeah, definitely. I don't know. It's always tricky to say. It's always depending. I think as long as we just focusing in our game, what we need to do, how we should play, and then if we play on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I don't care.
Andre, thank you so much and good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to us on Zoom. Geffen? Oh, we can't hear you, Geffen. I think we're struggling. Steve John. Just try again, Geffen. Sorry, mate, we can't hear you.
No.
Hello?
Oh, we got you now. There you go. Fire away.
Yeah, okay. So I wanted to ask about the Villa game last time, because that was the first one after the international break, and it was like a bit of a difficult performance. Obviously, it was 0-0. Do you think part of that was because it was straight after an international break? And like, have you thought about how you can prepare maybe differently this time to make sure like a similar thing doesn't happen in terms of like the group coming back together?
Yeah, definitely. We are fully aware that the game after the international break last time was the Aston Villa game, and we didn't perform on the level. We changed a little bit of how we build a week now coming into this game, but of course we know that players are coming. There's so many players away. They're coming from. Some of them have played a lot, and some of them have played a little bit less. So they're coming in different, I'm not saying shapes, but they're coming from different backgrounds the last weeks. So we are fully aware of it. We have changed a little bit of things, but everything is about getting our game model in as quickly as possible, which I think we have done in a good way these days. And we also learned a lot about the last game when we played Villa after the international break, that we just need to be more sharp from the beginning, which we weren't in that game. And it doesn't matter if it's the first game after the international break or the last game, you always need that, otherwise you will drop points in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess, you know, we've got Miedemar out this weekend, and you've talked quite a lot this year about, you know, the different players that can play in that position. Like you mentioned Alba quite a lot, you know, she's traditionally a winger, but you said she can play in the middle. And it feels like it's maybe the first time when you've had that opening in that role whilst, you know, we've got Fowler, Fabinho and Carolyn all fit. So, you know, could we see one of them starting in that position this weekend, do you think?
Yeah, you can definitely see one of those, but there is other options also. So, now I agree with you. Viv has been amazing for us in that role, definitely. And she has had a fantastic season. She has done so many things. But we have an opportunity now in this game to see another player in that role. And you mentioned a couple of options there, and all of them are definitely could play in that. But there is also Grace Clinton is back, and so there is definitely players that is able to do that, and that makes also our way of playing a little bit more unpredictable for Brighton, because they don't really know what we're bringing in there, because it will be another kind of 10 than Viv Miedemar is.
Okay, great. And then just finally, I wanted to ask about Chiara. Obviously, you know, she's in the England under-23 squad at the moment, and Serena's kind of said that's because, you know, she's not playing minutes for her club. Like, do you think it's a bit harsh, you know, that decision, because obviously Chiara's got a great goalkeeper to kind of go up against, and she's at a club like Man City. And obviously, as a goalkeeper, you can only one player can play each game. And obviously, you know, she performed quite well from those 2 games for England. Like, what do you make of that? And do you think that's a challenge for her going forward, like trying to manage like being at Man City, but also her dream of representing England?
Yeah, of course that is always the challenging part when you are in a big club and a great team that is performing well with good players. How do you manage that as a young player? And Chiara is a good example. We have 3 great goalkeepers that is competing and also competing about that. And yeah, actually 4 with Katie also, of course. But all these are contributing in every training session. They are working hard, and I think all of them are able to play in this league. We have mostly chosen to play with Yama, and I think for Chiara, the games that she has played now lately before the international break, she also showed that she can definitely play on this level. But of course, young players wants to play the biggest tournaments. They want to play in national team. They all want to play games, but there is also something about the competition part of managing, not playing. You can still develop even if you are not playing every weekend, if you are in a great environment. So this balance of playing every week or being in an environment where you're growing on every training session, it is a tough one, and I'm fully aware that all young players and all players, I would say, is thinking about this. Totally understandable. But in our environment, we want competition about all positions, and no matter if you're goalkeeper or you're centre back or a forward, which means that sometimes you're not playing that many games, but you're still growing every day. As long as the players understand that, there will be development, and they most likely will also play more frequent in the future.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go to Rachel next, please.
Hi, sorry. I think your screen is gone. Hope you still hear me.
Yeah, we've still got you.
Right stuff. I just wanted to ask a little bit about how you've approached games maybe this season in terms of goal scoring, because the stats show that you've scored from almost every second shot that you've created in the first half this season. That drops to a rate of about 1 in 3, which is pretty good as well in the second half. I just wondered, is it an approach to the game that you have where you want to try and win the game early in the first half, or is it not something you've maybe put that much thought into?
I think all coaches will say that, yeah, we want to finish the game off as early as possible. I think that's probably it. But for us, I think it's... no, we don't have a certain approach to that. I think we have been on our best level when we get a good start of each game, when we are present from the start, putting all the effort from the beginning. I think we have shown that we definitely are doing our best games when we get that start of the game. But I think scoring a lot of goals and creating a lot of chances is also based on how important it is for the whole team that on all training session, everything we do is about winning. Everything is about that when we're shooting, we're not shooting to shoot, we shoot to score. And I think that's a big difference of how you can approach training session and what you want from the team, that we always try to shoot when we are creating, always do the chance as big as possible, so you don't have a chance and then you shoot from 30 meters when you actually can put somebody else up in a better situation. So I think it's more of not something that we do just to finish off the games early. It's more about the attitude in all training sessions, attitude of how we are creating scoring chances. I would say it's more about that.
So more of a quality over quantity, perhaps, approach, which seems to be paying off. Thank you very much. Just one from me. Cheers.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you.
Emma?
Yeah, hi Andre. Apologies for being a few minutes late, so sorry if this has already been asked, but I have to ask the question of whether or not it's crossed your mind or whether or not you've had discussions about the fact you could potentially win the title if you win this weekend before you next play another game.
We are definitely aware of the situation in the league, fully aware of the situation, and that everything is very up to us, and we can definitely not affect anything what's happened in the other games. So for us, we need to win the game on Saturday, and that's where we are. What happens in all the other games, we can just watch and see. So no, for us, we haven't put any attention to the other teams. It's just about how do we beat Brighton on Saturday.
Have you noticed whether or not it's given any extra sort of hunger or excitement around the place this week that you are now so close to finally getting your hands on the trophy?
I think that I'm quite boring in that I do everything like we normally are doing. We're not changing anything. We are just following and talking about Brighton as it is the first game of the season or is the third from the end. Of course, everybody is aware. Like I said earlier, everybody's aware of the situation. We all want to win the game on Saturday, and everybody is fully focused on that. And of course, there is extra energy in the group when you know that you have done a almost perfect, but a lot of great games during the year, and the confidence is great that everything how the league can end is up to us. Of course, that gives the confidence and great energy to the training sessions and the mood amongst the players. Of course, it matters. And the sun is shining in Manchester also, and that also gives a lot of extra energy.
Yeah, it's quite rare, isn't it? Well, all the best on day, and yes, good luck.
Thank you.